All right, you're watching TVC Breakfast. It's time for us to see the newspaper headlines in Nigeria. We'll begin with News Direct. News Direct is where we start from, and it says the federal government unveils NNPC Limited as reactions trail alleged 178 Naira PMS price hike. Oil marketers commend federal government on new feed, fault claim of pump price increment. Right, that's News Direct. And then Blueprint is where we go next. It says mixed feelings trail birth of NNPCL. That's an NNPC Limited. All right, that's what the Blueprint has. Guardian is next. Guardian says high, low expectations as Buhari unveils new NNPC. High, low expectations as Buhari unveils new NNPC. We will end energy poverty losses, says Kerry. Why NNPC may remain a loss-making company despite transitioning. Experts are saying this. All right. Several other writers there. That's the Guardian. The national economy is next. It says new NNPC must be run efficiently to succeed. Stakeholders are, lending a voice here. That's national economy. This Nigeria is next. Lingering university strikes, and of course it takes a turn from the other topics. End it in 2 weeks. Buhari orders ministers Adamu Ngige, Pantami, Ahmed, Asu vows to fight on. All right, end it in 2 weeks. That's a directive from the president. This Nigeria. The leadership newspaper is next. After 156 days of industrial action, PMB, that's President Muhammadu Buhari, gives Education Minister 2 weeks to end varsity strikes. ASU blames Ngige, says strike continues, asks government to prioritize education. That's the leadership newspaper. Right, Kemi has the others.
I begin with Daily Times, which is also leading with the latest on the ASU strike, with President Buhari giving the Minister of Education, Adamu, 2 weeks ultimatum to resolve the lingering strike, as ASU blasts Labour Minister Emeka Ngige, saying he's behind the prolonged strike. For the Nation, the big story there, still on the ASU strike, President Buhari orders Ngige to hands-off negotiation. Education Minister gets 14 days to resolve crisis. 1 million naira monthly pay likely for Professor. ASU also saying the government doesn't need 2 weeks to end strike. Well, this and more twists now on this situation. For the Daily Trust, it's still on the ASU strike, but says that FG and ASU disagree as President Buhari directs end to strike in 2 weeks. We'll see how that plays out. It's a different lead story for First News as we see now. It's leading with latest on the Osun election. According to the APC's chairman, he says, we never envisaged Governor Oyetola's defeat, as Adeleke warns INEC alleges plan to tamper with election materials. Well, the Osun election, the last hasn't been heard. Even the Punch that we are looking at now is also leading with a slightly different twist, saying that Governor Oyetola pencils down 50 lawyers to go on to challenge the victory of Adeleke at the Osun Poll Tribunal. It says that about 50 lawyers will comprise the legal team of Governor Oyetola, but INEC has been cautioned by Adeleke, saying don't tamper with election materials to favor the APC. But it also goes on to say that you are only afraid of your shadow. APC berates Governor-elect Adeleke. Finally, with me is Business Day. Manufacturers tap local inputs as FX crisis deepens. Mike?
All right, let's go back to the papers, but this time on the international scene. We're heading to the UK, where The Guardian, the UK, says, a wake-up call. UK hits highest ever temperature. Of course, it was reported to hit about 41 degrees centigrade, and it's really, you could see the picture there. Some houses have caught fire.
Absolutely.
It's really a new a very unusual occurrence. The daily,
That's as high as it is in Maiduguri.
in
the
Maiduguri,
north.
exactly. In
In the
Maiduguri,
north, but
yeah.
for people over there who always relish summer, you can imagine how the picture of summer is painting for them now.
All right. The Daily Telegraph, also from the UK, says Britain ignites as temperatures break 40 degrees Celsius barrier for first time. Yeah, well, it's really an unusual occurrence, and it brings the reality of the climate change to.
You never know, according to Billie Holiday, so you never know what is enough until you know what is more than enough.
How apt.
So now they know when they say, oh, we want summer.
Exactly.
Oh, we don't want the cold. Now you know the limit of.
Right.
Well, it's quite
degrees and
surprising.
degrees.
The UK that used to, just months ago, it was really cold.
Really cold.
Really
It's
cold.
extremes of
And
weather.
then-
That is
Really,
what comes
really.
with global warming. You see, it's also ironic that it's happening at the time when the talks for climate change agreement has collapsed in the US, where because of one man, Senator Manchin. It's a terrible word. It's very terrible what only one person can cause. There was also the story of our lady Kemi Badenoch. So she didn't make it.
Yeah.
But we
And,
heard she will be the kingmaker.
She crashed.
Yeah. So it's
out
narrowed down to
yesterday.
about three.
Yeah,
or
it's about three
now.
of them now, 3 or 4 or so of them now.
them.
Three, I think. Most sure.
But kudos to her. The last hasn't been heard. and
She
she's-
fought a
she's
good
really
fight.
She's really showing a
She will
promising.
not win the
a
crown of
promising
righteousness,
future.
but she fought a good fight.
She fought a good fight.
Well, her
She's
time will
stuck to the
come.
bait.
Yes, I think there will be more opportunity
There will
ahead
be,
because
there
the
will
point
be.
is the role she is playing now will certainly be a springboard to what could come up tomorrow.
Absolutely.
The point there is we saw Boris Johnson play roles like that years ago.
Before
he took
up
so the point there is
exalted position.
Well,
the
it
future
says
is bright.
everything is about circumstances. If circumstances throw you up, then you can
Already,
come there.
yeah.
And you cannot predict the future. You don't know what will be the issue that will just throw you up, you know. As Nixon said in his autobiography, he said he learned from all his life that history affects us more than we affect history. So you never know. It's that we look at the concourse of events and see how it goes. Then there's also the issue of the hike in the price of
fuel.
And it's a triumph of the marketers. And a failure as well of government because they now handed the economy of fuel into the marketers. Because we used to have our own warehouse. And that thing broke down. I know we explained it here. And so they put everything in the hands of
the marketers.
Now marketers have not decided what it is. But there's argument all over the place that they don't know how the mathematics led to the fact that in the southeast is 184 and in the south side is 179 per liter. And in the southwest is 179 per liter. And so I know our brothers in the east are saying, what kind of discrimination is this? And they have to be more open about how they got to that. There might be some economics related to it. Maybe it's terrain or maybe it's topography. I don't know. There must be some kind of explanation. Lagos one is 169, which just for 4 naira, which is understandable. I think they need to come out and give us a clearer explanation why those decisions were made. So it doesn't appear arbitrary or tendentious.
Exactly.
But I don't know. It does seem like there is some form of confusion over the new pump price because Punch said that this claim had been denied by a certain NNPC spokesperson who says that mandate no longer falls on NNPC, but the midstream and downstream agency. They have the sole power to declare what price fuel should be sold. And of course, there's also the lingering argument in favor of the marketers that if they bring the fuel over to their stations at 170 naira, how then do we expect them to sell at that price? I recall we've had...
I think they said between 153 and 160.
At a point, we even had some people even going as far as saying it was
in all
about
of that back
170.
and forth We agree, we don't agree, we deny, this is this is the rate, that is the rate. The average Nigerian, what he goes to the filling station to buy is what is his concern. You go to some filling stations, even here in Lagos right now, they sell at 200. Right? So the point there is that issue of this is the rate, that is not the rate, and all of that could be just be for the media. But we know that, of course, some filling stations are selling at the approved price, but you go to other places.
It all comes down to availability.
Exactly.
But with the rebirth now, depending on how you look at it, the rebirth of NNPCL, there seems to be some form of hope in the horizon, though people are saying it's still too early to celebrate now what the new NNPC declared by President Buhari, what it spells for Nigerians. Of course, the crucial task at hand would be how soon will Nigeria get to stopping fuel importation when we are the ones that have, this oil reserves, we have this in large quantity. How then we have to be importing fuel?
Is the department.
That's our real problem. Why should we be importing fuel?
Exactly.
That's the real problem. I mean, we have crude oil here. Why can't we do our own crude oil? All of this that we are doing, they're all cosmetic. We need to get to the fundamental problem.
Even we're in the 21st century. You go to Saudi Arabia and other oil-producing countries in the Middle East, they're looking towards renewable energy. NNPC has a Department of Renewable Energy. The point there is it is time to begin to look into those areas and be more intentional with trying to come up with new ways. Crude is not the crux anymore. The world is changing. So the point there is we have agriculture, we have different ways, we have waste. Whatever the thing is, NNPC should begin to channel and champion all of those sources.
It is crude to remain with crude.
Absolutely. Because all eyes are on the future.
Exactly.
And the future is upon us.
Moving ahead.
The future is really upon us.
And the change to NNPC Limited, all right, it might be a new strategy of how to make it, work better and become more efficient. But ultimately, Nigerians are saying, list it in the stock exchange, let Nigerians buy into it, it becomes a public company, and then one way or the other, it is more transparent, it's more open. Nigerians are involved, decisions are taken, profits are declared, everybody knows what is in and what is out.
And of course, that's against the NNPC that we've always known over the 40-something years of its existence, the lack of transparency, corruption embedded in the system. Political will also an issue, because at the time, President Buhari, of course, in his capacity as substantial oil minister, we've seen the moves he has been making, but then there haven't been enough.